Hello, beautiful Cancer. This reading is about a connection, a strong connection you have with someone who you felt you needed to let go of. And you're wondering if you've done the right thing. Is this truly over? You've released this person, and mentally you've decided to let this go because you felt like they were not in alignment with the vision that the two of you had for your lives together, for the relationship. This person pulled away. They pulled their energy back, or they decided to invest their energy elsewhere. And this was an indication for you that you're not on the same page. The reason why they did this is because they felt like they were being manipulated. Now, that may not be true, but that is how this is how they've interpreted being called out on their BS. What happened here is your person was juggling too many things, distracted by and focusing on too many things. But there were some unresolved emotional connections here. For some of you, you were dealing with someone that was still talking to and dealing with other people, other connections. This Five of Wands is a conflict of interest. It is a lack of boundaries. It is not prioritizing you. It is people pleasing, trying to maintain, trying to balance too many situations or relationships. Now, this could manifest in a number of ways. But you realize that where things were going, where things are going, is a threat to your peace, your Nine of Wands. Your person was overwhelmed. For some of you, this is what's happening right now. There's a sense of overwhelm. And this is how they're still feeling. There is a sense of overwhelm. Still trying to manage too many things, juggle too many things. Not being emotionally free, still being too invested or too connected to situations that contradicted this relationship. Okay. They're trying to let this go. They've decided to release this. Perhaps the timing's not right. Perhaps you guys were just not ready. They feel like they were not ready. They were not as ready as they thought they were. And they've decided that the best thing to do is to let this go. But it's not easy for them. The Six of Swords here is somebody trusting spirit to take them to new horizons, opening up the possibility for something different or something new. Even though their heart and their mind is not in agreement. That's what I'm getting from your person here. So this is what your reading is about. It doesn't look to me like you guys are together. There's been some kind of conflict, a fallout that caused separation. But what's interesting for me is you've gone from the sun, happiness, abundance, to harsh words spoken, you calling them out and them responding to you in a way that I think they wish they didn't. This ignited some kind of disagreement, argument, a fight between you that caused a separation. We're going to go into more detail about your reading. Is this truly over? If you're new to my channel, I'm High Priestess Elif, and I welcome you to evolve with me. Trust your guides and your guides and keepers. I welcome you into this space. It is a sacred space. The archangels in the north, south, east, and west have their sacred flames burning. If you are new and you enjoy the energy and you resonate with this reading, I hope you decide to become a part of the community. Click the subscribe button and the notification bell. Also, if you do subscribe, go ahead and join my newsletter in the description box below, and you can redeem one of 2 free gifts: an introductory reading or a soul imprint scan, which is a tool for self-assessment. To the Evolve community returning subscribers, always good to have you here. Thank you so much for all of your support on the channel, for your comments, for your shares, for your likes, and engaging with my videos to support this channel in its growth. Things have changed so much on YouTube that many of our channels have been, and our videos are being suppressed. So I can do with all of the support and the help from you, and I'm really appreciating it. Remember that I do a lucky draw, a giveaway to those of you who have watched 3 videos or more every month. So when you comment, let me know if it's the first video that you've watched all the way to the end, the second or the third, fourth, fifth. By the time I get your 3rd comment, you'll go into the lucky draw. And then I post the winner here on my page, so keep a lookout for that. You could win a full reading with me, or you could do a coaching session, a one-on-one coaching session. So that is my way of saying thank you. Now let's continue with your message here. There is a sense of knowing with the sun here. The 2 of you were so sure, so certain that you belong together. And then this conflict arose. But you know what, my dear? What happened here was karma. This is a harvest of, I believe, what's been avoidant. Some of the choices that were made previously. And I don't think your person liked what they reaped. And because you are so honest and authentic, you pointed out certain things. And you highlighted the energy of the magician. When we are not fully empowered and confident in our position, we tend to manipulate things. And I do feel like your person was projecting this onto you, because you were calling out certain things and because you were highlighting certain things that was hindering your person and also hindering the relationship. They felt like you were trying to control or manipulate them. It's very possible that this person has a history of relationships with controlling partners, or controlling men or women, depending on what you are, and that they were projecting that image onto you. But Spirit wants you to know that what was at the heart of this conflict was not the fact that you didn't belong together, because you absolutely did. You made one. There's a lot of happiness here. I feel like the past and some unresolved things came to surface that your person needed to deal with, and they didn't handle it well. They didn't handle it as well as they could have. Also, the lack of boundaries. So this could have been an ex not liking the idea of them being happy. This could be a number of things, but you will already know. Your intuition would have guided you to how this fits or resonates with you. And both of you seem to be quite determined to move on. I'm getting the sense from Spirit that you have both experienced toxic relationships, heartbreak in the past, and you're just not willing to put yourself in a position or at risk of having a repeat. So you would both rather be alone. You're both comfortable on your own. But I do see here with the 5 of Wands that there was a conflict of values here. And that your person, even though they have this sense of, I'm independent, I don't need anyone else, and I'm comfortable with that because I don't want to put myself at risk of giving to more than I want to, the way that I did in the past, or more than I can afford to. There's a codependence. They still have a codependence that they've not been honest with themselves about. This is not the kind of codependence where somebody else they use other people to uplift them, or they use other people to feed into their shadows and their demons. No, this is the kind of codependence where they accept and they invest or attach to relationships, because those relationships serve as a distraction or a tool for avoidance. Your person was avoiding an aspect of self that was highlighted here. So this could be a wound, this could be a fear, something unresolved that came to haunt them in this connection, because it was time. In order for your relationship to move forward, it needed to be addressed. And this is why they would maintain relationships with past connections, or with, they would blur the lines, not have clear boundaries, keep doors open where they should be closed, for fear that if things don't work out with you, they'll be alone. So let's get more. Where is this person, my Cancerian's person, at right now? Because they're obviously they're working on letting this go, accepting that it didn't work. Okay, so with the Sun here, they are gaining new perspective. They're not the lie that they're telling themselves, or the projection that you were trying to manipulate them, because that's what they've experienced in the past, is not holding up. Because in this time that you've been apart, what's played over and over, what's replayed for them, especially when they're around friends and other couples in their lives, is the value of this relationship, and how happy you were, and how much value and how much goodness this relationship offered. This is what Spirit is showing me. They're feeling sort of like these people are together and committed to one another, and their relationship is nowhere near as good as our relationship was. Am I deluding myself? Am I making a mistake? They're gaining new perspective, because even though they're adamant about being happy with or without you, they're not as happy. They're not as happy as they want to tell themselves to be, and they're realizing that. But at this stage, they're still too proud to say it. And they're also aware of the fact that they need to work on their own stability, because an insecurity has caused them to sabotage this relationship. So you are still very much at the forefront of their mind. Tell me more about this. What is this, a pick? This knife. Oh, interesting. Look at that. We've got this here with which you harvest, this sharp knife. And then we've got death, with also the Grim Reaper with a similar thing. They're aware that there is something they've got to die to. They're aware that this is their ego, that there's a shadow here that they did not face. They do. This person does believe that this is over. You will never forgive them. And I don't know where you are, of course, but this is what they believe, that you will never forgive what they've done. And at the same time, they've learned such a big lesson about not allowing the ego death. they wish they've done this in the past. They wish they've dealt with this ego construct in the past. And there's the King of Swords again. This is the ego. And they're coming face to face with their ego. They're realizing that the ego has cost them something really, really precious. Tell me more about the whip. 8 of Swords. This is bondage, mental bondage. This is somebody that hinders themselves because of fear. Blindfolded, too afraid to make a move because they believe they're going to be hurt, when really the swords are facing down. And so they're stuck here in this uncomfortable place, afraid to move because they're afraid, they don't trust themselves and they don't have clarity. The things that your person said to you came from a place of ignorance, a place of lacking clarity and self-awareness. Their response to the conflict and the challenge that arose here was fear. The ego totally took over. We've got the Star. They know they need to heal this. They know they need to work on this. How do they feel about my Cancerian collective right now? 10 of Swords. Yeah. They feel like they've got to accept that this is over. They've messed up. There is no desire or will to fight right now because they feel like it'll be in vain. It's a sense of hopelessness and despair, and they want peace. And so wanting this will require a lot from them. And they're not sure it'll be worth it or it'll go anywhere. They need to put something to rest, and it's either the shadows and this wound, or they need to just put the relationship to rest. Hopes and fears with my Cancerian collective is the 4 of Cups. They're afraid that they're not going to be able to move forward and be happy without you. That they're going to be looking back forevermore, waiting for something to change. They're also hoping with time, maybe, the connection heals on its own. The 4 of Cups for me is the energy of apathy. They are hoping that a miracle happens here. But you know what that means? That means that they're hoping something happens for them to shift things between you. They're not progressive in this. Well, what do I do next to move things forward? They're not there yet. The fear is that these cups are spilt, that this will always be a sore point for them, that there will be no resolution, and at the same time that they will not be able to move forward and be happy. They feel really, really hurt by how things ended here. They feel really, really... The 10 of Swords is having 10 swords in the back. They feel like this was a painful ending, and they don't feel like it was fair or it was right. This is what I'm saying. They're telling themselves that you might have been manipulating them. Outcomes, yeah. You've got the Empress and the Lovers. Things seem really bleak right now, and this is because they're going through this process of having to meet this wound, this part of themselves that is unresolved, and they don't know how. And even though they tell themselves that's the intention, their focus, their actions is really taking them away from it. It's more of a distraction. They've spent so many years doing that. But all these friends and these situations that took so much of their energy that you were sort of competing with, there's no joy there right now. I do see with the Empress and the Lovers that something's going to happen here that shifts this into new life, a higher dimension, coming back together in divine union, and having a prosperous, abundant relationship. The sun here has not set. It's just rotating once again. The sun is not gone, you understand? Well, let me put it this way. The sun that seems to have set is still there. It's just rotating. It's not visible to you right now. And things seem really dark. Are they happy? Are they happy? Show me what things are like for them personally right now, because there's obviously a distance now. Four of Pentacles. They feel a sense of lack. They feel like there's something missing. It's not enough. They're not enough. They don't have enough. And they do. They have enough. They have more than enough, but it doesn't feel, they don't feel fulfilled. What else? Seven of Cups. They're confused. Trying to find joy. Trying to figure out what's next. What is the right opportunity for them? What is the right direction for them to move into? Should they date again? Is there someone better? They're searching for clarity. There's a sense of overwhelm. And with the Seven of Cups here, it's possible that your person has considered maybe dating. You know, perhaps friends saying, oh, I know someone, or let me arrange a blind date. Or I'm not seeing that that's yielded much satisfaction. We've got the Page of Wands here. Yeah. The Page of Wands is the symbolic for me of immaturity in the belly chakra, in intimacy and around romance. And they're having to paint a new picture, to rewrite the story. This is realizing that they're quite immature. There's a lot of growth that needs to happen there. And a lot of their experiences are just validating that. So it's not like they're able to forget. They might be hooking up with someone, or it's nothing serious though, and it's definitely not anything that is fulfilling. A distraction. They're trying to find happiness. They want to be happy. Well, who doesn't? But emotionally, there is a lot that's come to the surface with this Page of Cups. This is not over. There's a lot of work that needs to be done here. And it always serves for you to ask yourself, well, what could I have been avoiding that this relationship and what's happened here has highlighted for me? Take this time to meet yourself in that sacred place, to empower yourself there, to do the work there. And it might not seem like it's possible for you to find your way back to one another, but even though this Empress and the Lovers seems out of place in this reading, it is here. This is not over. Might take a little bit of time, but it's not over. So that is your reading, Cancer. And if it resonates with you, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to take a closer look at the situation and get specific questions answered, maybe you'd like to start your own journey towards clearing out relationship karma, working on your attachment style, healing the relationship wounds, you're welcome to contact me and book a coaching session. Whatever you choose to do, do what is best for you. Love and light. See you next time. Bye now.